Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Cook. Don't be lazy. So I got to thinking today, it's a little chilly outside. A little chilly outside. A little chilly outside. See where I'm going with this? Tonight's menu, chili. Get yourself a pot, put it on medium high. Throw in some ground beef. And start browning it. While that's starting to brown, let's do some veggies. So while the ground beef is browning, we're going to go ahead and cut up our veggies. This recipe is very simple. Green pepper, onion, I'm drawing a blank. Kidney beans, tomato sauce, diced tomato. Did I say onion? Onion. Salt, Pimiente, which is Cayenne pepper. That's it. It's a real simple recipe. This is my mama's recipe. For as long as I can remember, my mom's been making chili. And 99.9994% of the people who eat the chili love the chili. Now, if you end up making this and you don't like the chili, don't blame the recipe. Blame your taste buds, because there's nothing wrong with this recipe. Great tasting chili. My mom passed down the recipe to me. I passed it down to my son. My son now enjoys making it where he lives. His friends enjoy the chili. Now let me tell you something about my son. My son seems to think that he's got the world's greatest chili. Apparently, adding more meat, more ingredients, equates to a different recipe altogether. Now I tried telling him it's not a different recipe. That just means he's making more of it, but can't argue with these young adults these days. They know everything. So, anyways, point being, everybody loves the chili. Great tasting chili. And if you decide to make this, you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy it just like the rest of us. Dice up your pepper. I think I did this all wrong. I probably did this the long way, but oh well, I got distracted by something. So dice up, dice your pepper. We're going to do the same with the onion. Now in my last video, I was talking about the onion making people cry. And I got a message that if you cut your onion under running water, you won't cry. Now, for the purpose of trying to get this video done, I'm not gonna test that, but there you have it. If you have a problem with crying while cutting your onion, give that a shot. Cut it under running water. Let me know if it actually works. I'm not a professional cook. I'm just a guy who likes cooking. No one ever really taught me any skills. I just wing it. So if you have any tips on how to do things a little bit better regards to cutting, feel free to message me. Maybe I'll incorporate that if I learn how to use it, but what's that old saying? You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Kind of set in my ways, I guess. Been doing this for so long. I don't know that I could take the time to try to cut anything different, but it's worth a shot, right? So slice up your onion, slice it, dice it. I'll be honest, my eyes are stinging just a little bit right now. But I'm not gonna cry. Once our ground beef is almost ready, we're going to go ahead and add this to it. Very simple recipe. It's actually kind of chilly in Florida right now, so I'm in the mood to eat some chili tonight. Now you want to brown the beef, not burn it. So keep your eye on it. Now, you guys probably noticed that on my green pepper, I forgot to take the seeds out. As I mentioned earlier, I was a little distracted. So I cut it all up with seeds and all, but I did catch it in between, and I did already take all the seeds out. So when you dice up your pepper, your green pepper, make sure you don't include any seeds. Get the seeds out of it. So once your ground beef looks ready to go, remember, brown it, don't burn it. Throw in your onion, your green pepper, stir it up a little bit. We're gonna sweat some of these flavors out before adding our kidney beans. So we're going to sweat this out for about 5 minutes. Trying to get some of the flavors out. No need to rush and start putting in the other ingredients. After about 5 minutes, throw in a can of tomato sauce. Diced tomatoes. And kidney beans. Now, don't just dump the kidney beans in there. Drain the kidney beans. We don't want any of that salt liquid solution that's in the can. Drain the kidney beans and then put the drained kidney beans in your pot. Now, don't you dare try making this in a little teeny tiny pot. That's not going to work. I've yet to find a way to make a little bit of chili, because you're using a can of tomato sauce, a can of diced tomatoes, a can of kidney beans. It's going to make a lot. You start trying to use a little pot like this, you ain't going to have room for it. Get yourself a big pot. Stir it all up, and we're almost done. Now right now it looks a little thick, so I'm going to add just some water. I don't know, maybe half a cup of water. We don't want it too thick. We're going to add about half a cup of water, maybe 3/4 cup. Let's see what that looks like. 3/4 cup of water. Add just a little bit more water. So overall, we're looking at about a cup of water. We're going to simmer this down for about an hour. And that's it, man. We're almost done. Very simple recipe. Very simple. Now we've got 2 more seasonings to add to it, but we'll add that towards the end. Alright, so far simple enough, right? Let me give you a quick recap. We're going to brown our ground beef. Brown it, don't burn it. We're going to slice and dice our green peppers, our onions. De-seed it. Is de-seed a word? We're going to de-seed it. Our green peppers. Once our ground beef is brown, we're going to throw in our green peppers, our onions. We're going to sweat that out for a little bit, 5 minutes or so. We're going to add in a can of tomatoes, a can of diced tomatoes, a can of drained kidney beans. Now there's 2 types of kidney beans that I see in the store. There's dark kidney beans and light kidney beans. I don't care which one you get. It's just color difference to me. As far as I know, I don't know. Grab either which one. Dark kidney, light kidney, I don't care. Just make sure you drain it. That's the most important part before you put it into your chili. Simple recipe, but great tasting chili. Now, we're not done yet. We still got to put our lid on, bring it down to a simmer, and we've got 2 seasoning ingredients left. We're going to check up on this in a few. So about 30 minutes or so into simmering, we're going to add 2 seasoning ingredients. One of them is the pimienta, which is cayenne pepper. Don't use chili powder. It's real easy to confuse it with chili powder. It looks identical. And the fact that we're making chili, it's easy to associate chili powder with chili. Do not use chili powder. Cayenne pepper. Pimienta. Pimienta roja is what you want to use. So put in some pimienta. The more you put, the spicier it'll be. If you don't want it so spicy, don't put too much. Add some salt. Stir it up. And let it continue to simmer for another 30 minutes, 45 minutes or so. So an hour and a half or so, it's time to plate up. Chili should be ready. Looking good. Alright guys, so it's that time again where we're about to say goodbye. If you noticed on the last clip, I added green scallions, green onions. That was, to be honest with you, that was more for the effect of it looking good. You know, the picture looked really good, didn't it? But that's optional. You can add the green scallions if you want. That's good, but it's also very, very, very hot. Not spicy hot, but hot, hot. Fresh out the microwave, as I say to people. It's some good chili. You know what? Great tasting chili. Take the time to make this. You won't regret it. And if you don't want to make it, just hear my words. Cook. Don't be lazy. Make some chili.